Being Real is a collage of memoirs interwoven with discipleship principles learned over an extended period of more than 40 years in missions and local church ministry. The most engaging parts of Being Real are the personal anecdotes. The pithy, finely honed phrases of discipling truth are both winsome and very helpful. When these two aspects combine, that is, wisdom simply expressed and real-life examples, it is deeply transformative and has real impact. The quest of my life is to be real, to discover a freedom on the one hand to be myself and to live out my unique design, while on the other hand to walk in integrity so that Jesus can be his own great glorious self through me. One of the most common affirmations that I've received during these more than 40 years of ministry has been related to the simplicity of the truth taught and the simplicity of the presentations given. Consequently, the subtitle of this collage of memoirs, Simple Truth, Simply Spoken. Biographies are written about prominent people, with authors choosing to capture their greatness. People like me are left to write about themselves. I write these thoughts with no claim whatsoever to greatness. I do write with deep compulsion, however, convinced that the lessons I have learned, some of them the hard way, will be helpful to others who are open to learn. I've endeavored to explore the storehouse of my experience to piece together some thoughts that I trust speak of God's goodness and faithfulness. Reference to myself and to my family are deliberate and intentional to reflect God's journey of grace with us. To him be all the glory. On our wedding day on the 5th of February 1972, Cecilia looked me in the eyes and serenaded me with the hymn, each for the other and both for the Lord. Little did we know how prophetic that would be. Lord, you can take our lives and do with our lives whatever you want to. The answer will always be yes, as long as you give us the assurance that it's your will. That poignant moment is still ingrained in my memory. We had come to our point of no return. It was no longer negotiable. Jesus was to be the Lord of our entire life. The spirit of adoption. I realized instantly then that the spirit of adoption is simply a spirit of acceptance. It's a spirit that says, I love you because I want to. I accept you unconditionally. To rebut the notion that blood is thicker than water, I formulated the concept that spirit is thicker than blood. The love of God the Father is the most powerful, refreshing, restorative force in the universe. True freedom is not the ability to do your own thing. That is license, which leads to bondage and is not freedom at all. True freedom is the ability to do that which you know is right, to live the way God has designed and created you to live in the first place. Being real is to be authentic. It is the quality of being genuine or legitimate. It is to be true to our original design, to the way we were created. Our original blueprint is Christ. He is the example of us. God's intended purpose and design for us is to be Christ-like. A thumbnail sketch. He is the high priest, the good shepherd, the bridegroom, the head of the church, and the lover of my soul. He is the Passover lamb, the supreme sacrifice. He died and rose again. He is the resurrection and the life. He is the Christ, the Son of the living God. He is Jesus. He is the firstborn of many, the prototype of us all. He is the revelation of the Father and the example of who we really are. He is our righteousness. He is Messiah, the soon coming King. Oh, I wish I could describe him to you.